Hey guys, gals, friends, and pals. This is Paul, EastXTwitch, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Game School, where we learn about a different game every Saturday of the year. Tonight, I'm joined on mic by Tyler.
Hey guys.
And I just realized I forgot to open Alert Box, so let me do that. Look at that, we've got an intro.
Yeah, it's a real deep story.
Man, the game 2 weeks ago, that intro was like insanely long. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Oh, you weren't? Yeah, you weren't here for it. It's
Okay.
one of those modern NES games. For some reason, everybody who makes those has horribly long, boring intros.
Yeah, they do.
Anyway, guys, Tyler and I are pleased to be streaming Shoot 1 Up DX for Xbox. It is also available on PlayStation, Switch, and Steam. By the way, this game sells for $6 on consoles. It's $4 on Steam, so very affordable to pick up. And the PlayStation version is on sale for $3 at the time of this stream. So if you don't win a copy, please go out and buy that PlayStation copy. It's even less if you have PlayStation Plus. So Tyler, I heard that you were actually too cheap to play this on Windows Phone back in the day.
Apparently I was. I definitely have never played it.
That's such a shame.
Until today.
You can adjust the ground brightness, that's nice, so you can have a greater contrast between the sprites and the background. Auto shoot, we don't really need that, do we? Show warning arrows, oh nice, wires or suit. He's added the option to censor the robo girls, which was something that I complained about in the Windows Phone version.
That they were naked.
Yes. No, they censored them in the Windows Phone game to keep it at a age 13 rating instead of an M rating.
Oh.
So anyway, what is Shoot 1 Up, guys? It is a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up that was originally an Xbox 360 indie game back in the day. Then it got ported to Windows Phone as an Xbox Live game, and that's probably how a lot of our audience remembers the game, right? So we got 3 different difficulties. Since I'm playing with Brandy, we're going to go with Chilled. And then you have an additional mode called Score Trek. But guys, I reviewed this game back in the Windows Phone days, and it was fun and nostalgic to go back to my review. Plus, I even You need to join. Press menu, and you're in. Good. All right. I even interviewed the developer, and I was going back and reading the interview, and was like, wow, that was actually a really good interview. We're going to play it at 75% just to make it easier. Looks like you have unlockable ship or ships.
It's really easy.
We have one.
Oh, good. Good. But anyway, guys, I do encourage you, in our newsletter, I linked to the review. So I encourage you to go back and read the review and the interview, but especially the interview. Like, the developer, Nathan Fouts of Mommy's Best Games, he's a really cool guy. And I asked him, some hardcore, deep, interesting questions, because I guess I knew him, so I could ask him more interesting things. So, he actually gives us his rundown of individual games in the Contra series, for instance. So usually we wouldn't go into that level of depth in an interview. But when you know who you're interviewing and stuff, and maybe know where they used to work and things like that, then you can really ask them some cool questions. Lyle, that's not the order I set up for the giveaway, is it? Oh, wait. It might be, I don't know. But Lyle, it's the European copy, right? Don't you have to tell them that it's European copy only? Because people need to know that before they join.
For Switch?
Getting
Yeah,
dead.
he gives us 1 European code and 2 North American codes.
Oh.
So
I thought European codes could just be redeemed whatever.
you have to switch your account to Europe, which you can only do if you have no account balance. So if you have any money in your account, you have to go spend it before you switch.
Oh. That makes sense, but...
Yeah, it's probably easier than the PlayStation way of doing it,
Yeah, you have to build a whole new account.
Yeah. So I like that about it. And then the game just stays attached to your main account, so you don't have to worry about how you log into that other account and all that crap. You've got split paths here. Let's fly forward. We're just going to do the... No. Which one did we get? I think we got fly forward. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I hope our European... If we have anyone who isn't actually a European viewer, let's make sure they enter the contest. But I feel like before people entered, we should have stated that it was European only.
Yeah, stay to the left, and then that unlocks the new mode. Because, you play different levels depending if you go left or right. So to unlock the new mode, you have to beat the 4th level, and you can only get that when you stay to the left.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so we want to stay on the left the entire way, Brady.
Yep.
Whenever
not
Yeah, whenever it gives us.
One of those prompts pops up, like not the whole game.
Gotcha. By the way, that's Optimus Prime's head with like a Gundam crest on it that we just passed up. Oh yeah, and don't forget to dodge bullets, contract your ships, but then put them back out to be able to shoot more bad guys. That's the idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of has like an interesting little strategy there. It's really hard to like dodge bullets when you're out, when you're wide. So I found out that like I was just contracted a lot.
How about this?
I need some.
Look how wide. Oh, sorry, darling. Okay, here we go.
About like.
We'll fly over to it when.
I did.
But we're flying over all these robot pieces, and in my interview with the developer, he talks about some of them. But you got like Evangelion and other things. Okay, contract a bit to dodge the bullets. Don't forget. Yeah. Okay, doing good. But yeah, you can. Each player can have up to 30 ships, can't they, Tyler? That's a lot of ships.
Yes, I couldn't get up to 30.
Aw. Is that an achievement or a trophy?
Yeah, it's a trophy.
Ooh. How many trophies did you get?
Several, quite a few. It's really not too tough. There's a couple that would be a little bit hard for the platinum, but most of them are not too bad.
Can you do them with the speed turn down and things like that? Because that was an option on Windows Phone.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so there you go. Congratulations, Deadpool! Yay, European viewer won, which is what I really hoped would happen with that.
Good.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Which one is me? I'm orange. Okay. But yeah, this is a really creative game. By the way, it's a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up, but it takes up the whole widescreen playing field, which is a plus, you know?
Yeah, it's nice. A lot of games only give you a little bit of screen.
So you missed it on Windows Phone. That's too bad. It was only $3 too. I mean, it was really affordable and it was creative, and you could get all the achievements.
Well, I think every Windows Phone Xbox game was only $3 or less.
Oh no, that could be up to $7.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, like Halo, for instance.
I never played that one either.
I think it went on sale eventually.
I'm not sure I had a Windows Phone still when it came
Oh,
out.
go left. Yeah. Yeah, you moved on at a certain point. Is it because of the Oman thing, or was it just you randomly picked a better phone or whatever?
No, I think I still have an Xbox account. It's because I was on Sprint, and I didn't have an option for a Windows Phone, I think.
That's a fair point.
And I was getting tired of the app support. Like, even some of the most basic apps that you wanted were not showing up on Windows Phone Marketplace.
Yeah, that sucked. It's like Microsoft just never really put their back into it, I'm afraid.
No,
and
they didn't.
There were stories of Microsoft execs who were still using iPhone and stuff. It's like if they really wanted it to be successful, they all would have just switched over to it and made sure the environment conformed to their taste as consumers, right?
I think you need some one-ups, babe.
Of course, you have to go over to them. Like,
no, I said you need some.
Oh, I need some. Oh. Yeah, you're right. You have more than me right now.
Yeah.
Okay. That's happening with Huawei now, or however you say that. How do you say that, Lyle? All right, I'll get this one.
Why,
yeah, I got one up.
Why am I shooting out the side of my ships?
It's an upgrade for having 10 or more.
Oh, nice. For having 10 or more ships.
I think at 15 she'll be able to shoot out the other way, too.
That'd be rad. Just hold on to your ships, then. Be careful. Okay, suck them in as soon as they start shooting at you, but not before. There's a one up. I want that. Whoa. Oh, God. I'm going to lose them all. No, I didn't lose them.
Yeah, you can't really lose more than one, which is nice. I think.
Yeah. Well, I hope not.
It would suck, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this developer... By the way, guys, we've streamed a game from this developer before. We streamed the Pig Eat Ball game, which is a really very creative, weird game that's maybe for me wasn't that much fun. It was okay, you know? But it was a bit unintuitive because it was just too creative for its own good. For shame.
Oh, sorry.
But, I mean, it's an example of how creative it is. Like, you're this space pig who has to eat a bunch of tennis balls. That's the whole game, right? But it's like the levels... It was hard to know where you needed to go and things like that, and I didn't like that about it. Oh, we got a bunch of dead killer whales.
Are they on the moon? Like South Park episode?
Is that what it is? Could be a reference. I don't know.
I was wondering if there's a Frasier reference too in the robot woman level, or Cheers reference.
Oh, well, you'll have to point it out when it comes up.
I'll Google it.
Well, I wish we could also shoot left and not just right. But it's
You
still
have to
handy.
get 15. You have to get 15 ships to shoot left.
I can't do that, Tyler.
Well, get better.
I'll have to.
I want 20.
But by the way, so I interviewed this developer, right? Mommy's Best Games. And Tyler, you might be wondering how, like, what does Mommy's Best Games mean? What's up with that, right?
One more.
Is that
I
true?
was wondering that. Because
Yes.
it's a very weird name.
It is. So it's apparently an inside joke between the developer Nathan and his friend. They were like talking about how like Mommy's Best is like made with extra care or something, you know, like I always wanted these are Mommy's Best brownies or whatever, that kind of thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So then he just decided to name his company after that concept.
Interesting.
And by the way, I believe his wife works on the game with him as well. Or works on his games with him. And plus he does, there's some remote stuff. Like he has a composer who lives in a different state who does the music and things like that. So it's not just a one-man show, but this is one of those cases where the main guy is an artist. So, of course, a lot of that shows through in the work.
Yes.
Yay, Brandy got her 15.
Ha! Look at that.
Good for you, love. Man, is chat dead or... Come on, chat.
Yeah. Come on, guys, talk.
We're saying interesting things. Give us a break.
We're not talking about Huawei.
Lyle never told us how to say it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Huawei. 1 million points in any game mode. First achievement. Yeah, buddy. Oh, look, we're fighting a big space fish or something. Run, Brandy, run.
Oh, crap. Sorry.
Ah. I mean, away from his body. Oh, but we killed him. Wow. Okay, well. Can't complain about that.
It's
Yes, I'm an idiot. This is on Xbox. The way you know is the Xbox achievements that are popping up. But also, fun fact, in the newsletter, we do mention which platform the game is we're streaming from. So, like, if I'm ever playing a PC or a Switch game, I'll mention that in the newsletter, in the game's description. Look out, they're coming from the left and right. That's what those exclamation marks mean. It's pretty decent music, I'd say. Not amazing,
yeah,
but...
it's not amazing, but it's better than a lot of games.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. I was trying to think if there's anything else interesting that he shared. I mean, in the interview, we talk about like 16-bit games that he really liked, and then, like I said, we talk about the Contra series in detail. And I still just get a kick out of that. I wish I could ask every reviewer such questions. But you know, Tyler...
Let's talk about Contra.
We should.
Enough
What are your
about
thoughts on...
Let's talk about Contra.
Yeah, even if it's not even the same genre, I should ask him about Contra. Like, it's an RPG. So, what do you think of the Contra series?
Yeah.
Did it go downhill
now
or
let's
what?
get to the real questions.
For real. You want that, Brandy?
Yes, take it.
There, now you're back to 15. Have you... Yeah, I've run some on my computer, Darker Player. I don't play a lot of Xbox games on the computer, but every now and then I do. Ah! Oh, look at that, Ghost. That's what Ghost does. It makes a mirrored version. I didn't realize that.
The old Microsoft's Windows, Xbox Windows Game Studio or whatever it's called, or store.
Well, I mean, it's just the Windows 10 store. There's Xbox
Nothing's
games on the
happening.
Windows 10 store still, you know?
Yeah,
Where's
but
the
back
bad
then it was
guys?
only
Oh,
like a
yeah.
very few games.
Games for
Fallout
Windows
3.
Games
Yeah,
for
that's
Windows
what it was,
Live.
Games
Yeah.
for Windows Live.
Yeah, you're right. There were so few, and PC gamers really resented the Games for Windows Live support for some reason. I don't know if it's because it meant the game wouldn't be on Steam at first or what the
Right.
deal was, but they hated
Typically,
it.
that was the reason.
And it's a shame. No, I lost a ship and didn't even know it. No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, we did it. So easy is actually easy. That's another
Yeah,
thing
it's
that
super easy.
Yeah, achievement. But that's another thing that I talked with the developer about. Like, he believes that games should be beatable by normal people and not just, like, you know, hardcore shoot-'em-up fans. So,
Right.
And I totally agree with that, so I'm glad. And glad you made it, Vlad. Good to see you, dude. Please push A. Super Cyborg was a cool Contra clone. What platform was that on, Horror Acolyte? I don't think I've heard of it. Okay, they're coming from left and right, as you can see. Look at that. Wires over the Android ladies' bodies. That got censored in the Windows Phone game. And you even have the option of censoring on this one, you know, in case you're totally goofy.
The wires were too revealing.
Yeah, so they actually put bikinis underneath them. Black bikinis.
Oh, I don't remember. I just remember playing this stuff. I was like, oh, there's a bunch of naked girls.
Well, like, I put a comparison screenshot in the interview so everybody could see what I'm talking about. I should have had Lyle put the interview as one of the 2 article links this week. But yeah, it's funny, and like he recounted this story. He's talking with the Windows people or the Xbox people, and they said, you know, you can't have that because they're naked underneath. And he's like, you know, people are naked underneath their clothes.
Underneath their clothes.
Yeah, so it's not actually very different. But, oh well. But speaking of interviews, Tyler, I also interviewed a game developer just this week. I interviewed the developers of a game called River City Girls Zero. Have you heard of that game?
Only from you.
Well, you know, River City Girls itself is a pretty big beat-em-up, and one of the best of this generation, I would say, or the previous generation, because it really came out on PS4 and Xbox One, right? But anyway, Zero is a classic Super Nintendo game that they have translated for the first time into English, and they just called it River City Girls Zero. But I mean, it's part of the same series, so it's really neat that it got an English release on Switch, and it's coming to Xbox and PlayStation and PC soon, like probably before the end of the summer. So anyway, I got to interview the developer, one of the guys at WayForward, about it, and yeah, I feel like I'm really proud of the questions I asked him. I think if people like River City or stuff like that they'll get a lot out of it. But it was just interesting, like, okay, what'd you change in bringing this over? You know, like, how'd you enhance it? Just things like that. You know, it's nice to know what they did. Plus, because the Switch version is actually out, I could play the Switch version and get screenshots that really match the interview, so I think the images are good as well.
Huh. Is it like River City Ransom?
Yeah, it's a sequel to River City Ransom. Like River City Girls Zero, it's like maybe part 3 or 4 in that series.
Gotcha. I only ever played the original.
Dang it.
Really? You haven't played River City Girls?
Nope.
Dang, you gotta buy it, dude, when it goes on sale sometime. It does go on sale, doesn't it?
That's
I don't know.
so sad.
I'm not.
Had 15
Beat 'em
and
ups
it
aren't
went
like
back to
my
14.
watched. You know, it's not a high on my list.
But you like River City Ransom.
Yeah, but I mean, mostly for nostalgia-based reasons.
But, I mean, they took that design... By the way, this boss is very interesting, isn't it? But they took that
robot boob boss.
Yes. Legendary. But, I mean, they took that
And her
design...
name is Lilith. Like, that's the name of Fraser's wife in Cheers. And
Oh, that's funny.
and she's very robotic in that, too. Like, that's
yeah.
a running joke. So I was just wondering if that's where he got the name from.
Well, it could be, but I think it's also like a biblical succubus or demon
Yes.
or something.
Oh, really?
Supposedly Adam's first wife.
Adam's first wife.
interesting.
Isn't that weird? So you don't usually hear about that.
And there's...
Well, if Adam and Eve were
Some
the
vampire.
first people, then how
Dang it. Just lost one.
did he have a first wife?
There was a demon before that? I don't know. No, it doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm saying, is that...
What?
Yeah, the
You saying
director's...
the Bible has things that doesn't make sense in
Yeah,
it?
the director's cut of the Bible doesn't make any kind of sense.
These stupid square things are almost easier not to shoot sometimes.
Really? Yeah, because I
you
ran into some.
basically move them in your way a lot of times. So.
Dang. So be careful. That's Tyler's advice to us. But you can kill him if you shoot him enough. It just takes a while. Looks like. What the heck? I'm a Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold night. Is that from Austin Powers?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I haven't seen those in a long time.
When the fembots shoot them with their high caliber bullets.
Oh, gotcha.
Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day, brother.
Did you know that Tom Cruise cameoed in one of those movies?
What?
Yeah, he's in the third one.
Yeah, and well, it's a shame because there's this rumor that he would cameo in Doctor Strange 2, right? But he didn't.
Oh. Kevin
don't like
Spacey
these things.
cameos in Austin Powers 3 as well.
Oh,
Gonna
God.
die.
That one's not so great. He probably touched a lot of boys' butts.
And Danny DeVito.
Oh, well, I do like Danny DeVito.
I don't like
And
this.
the Penguin
I'm
himself.
dying.
Gwyneth Paltrow, I think.
Yeah, I don't like him either. Yeah, part 3 in particular was a big star-studded affair, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of like one of those...
Why would Why would Tom Cruise be in Doctor Strange?
Oh, because he was actually originally a rumored casting choice for Iron Man. Like they were trying to make an Iron Man before the one that we got, and he would have been the lead actor. So had they cast him as alternate universe Iron Man, it would have just been extremely cool, you know?
I see. That's cool.
Yeah, but it's a shame it didn't come through. But I wonder if they even actually asked him.
Ah! How do you
Because
avoid those?
some people are saying that he's too big nowadays. Like he's only gotten more eccentric over the years, right?
Yeah, he's
So-
kind of weird guy, but he
Yeah.
seems like a good guy for the most part, except the Scientology stuff.
Yes, agreed. Which, of course, I know you dislike Tyler because it's like Mormon's chief competitor, isn't that right?
Right, exactly. they make Mormons look normal.
Come on.
Yeah, everyone's saying that Top Gun Part 2 is really good. Any interest in that one, Tyler?
No, but
You
I
haven't
heard
seen
it's
the
good.
first one, have you?
I have seen the first one.
Hey.
It's part of the reason I hate 80s movies.
What? It
It's
sounds
just
really
so
cool
stupid.
to me. Is it really?
No.
Top Gun?
Yeah.
I
Why?
love it.
What's stupid about it?
Just stupid 80s action, melodrama, corny, cheesy. It's pure 80s.
Dude, it was Val Kilmer.
I bet
when
it's
he
really
was still
well made
hot.
and acted
Yeah, and
and
it's
such.
Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer.
Yeah,
they
that's a
couldn't
good
act
thing.
out of a wet paper bag if they tried.
No way.
Dude,
Val
Val Kilmer was
Kilmer is
hot.
actually a good actor.
Hot.
He's okay in Tombstone.
Hot.
And don't forget Willow.
I
Gee,
saw
man.
Willow.
Take it easy.
Hot.
You really need to watch it sometime, Tyler, so
Except
you
when he
can
was-
watch the Willow sequel series, which got its first trailer this week, and it was terrific. You haven't watched it, have you? The trailer?
Except when he was smacking his gum. That was annoying.
Oh. But Tyler, did you see the Willow teaser trailer?
No, I did not.
It's great,
It looks
but
good.
it will land better if you've seen the movie.
Is it
So you
about
should watch the
mice?
movie. No.
There's brownies.
Yeah, there are brownies, which are actually like pixies or whatever. Or
Was that
the,
it?
the Littles from the cartoon, The Littles. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to play another run, or should I go solo? It's up to you.
It's totally up to you.
All right, we'll play two-player then. Yeah, I mean, the Willow show looks really good. And by the way, after the movie Willow came out, there were these 3 sequel novels that
Oh
were
my
supposedly
God, so
written
bad.
by George Lucas and Chris Claremont of X-Men fame. But they were really just written by Chris Claremont, who seems to hate Willow. So the 3 sequel novels are awful and have virtually nothing to do with the movie. Darker Player, it did not do that well. I think one reason is the merchandising, Tyler. Like, there weren't action figures for Willow. There were just little plastic figurines. It's like,
Well, it's
Is that
hard to
what
make
you-
action figures of mice.
they weren't all mice. There's like sword fighters and things like that, and monsters. But anyway, when you were a little kid, did you want to play with a plastic figure that couldn't move, or did you want to play with action figures?
Action figures.
Exactly. So the merchandising made no sense. But also, I think maybe they just didn't market it right, or I don't know what caused it to not do that well. Because it is a movie. I mean, firstly, there were like no fantasy movies in the 80s. I mean, there's a few, but it's the best out of all of them. Like, no competition. But yeah, it does have a cult following. Like, people who like fantasy and have seen it remember it fondly.
I love it.
Okay, let's play at 100% on normal difficulty this time and see how it goes. Goof off
Yeah,
mode.
Should be fine. You can't turn those on without deactivating achievements.
Ooh, so no thank you. Turn-based. Stops gameplay until input is given. That's creative.
Yeah, I didn't turn that one on. That sounds fun.
There should be an achievement just for playing through that way, even if it disables the others.
Yeah,
You only have like one ship to choose from.
yeah. There's
Um,
a second ship. I can tell you how to get it if you want to try for it, but you have to go down the right sides.
Go down the right sides and eat 2 pies.
Yep. The pies
Okay.
only appear when you go
On the-
through the right sides.
Oh, well, yeah, let's unlock that sucker. No, I mean, that's the thing. I don't like when you just can't get any achievements when you're playing. Like, I understand, say, turning off the skill-based ones or something, but give it its own achievement. That would be my advice.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So this is fun. All right.
What speed were we on
This-
before? You said 100%.
Yeah, we were on 75. It's moving faster now.
Yeah,
But-
it definitely is.
Does anyone know if the movie Willow is on Disney Plus? I would assume that it is, since they have a sequel series coming to it, but I don't really know for sure. Because definitely we have to get Tyler to
I'm
watch it
dead.
before the show
Probably.
comes out.
Press A to steal.
It is, Low Sweet says. That's good, and I really hope they release a 4K Blu-ray. Wow, you died that fast?
Of your ships.
Do it.
I'm trying, but you're moving.
Oh, she has to hover over me and push A. That's interesting.
Do I,
That's
though?
funny.
It's
Yeah,
not
now
working.
you're alive.
There it was.
Now get those 1-ups and be careful and keep your ships together.
Any other orders, sir?
That's all I could think of. Right,
Don't
bank
die.
right. Oh no, bank right is harder? Oh great.
Yeah, the right sides are always harder.
Whoa, and now look at that, it's scrolling horizontally instead of vertically. That's
Yeah.
also wild.
At least you'll be able to show that off.
Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, for 2-player, we may have to turn the speed back down, unfortunately. But let's see how it goes. Doing good, Brandy. Okay. Sorry, I should let you get that. But okay, here they come from all sides. Speaking of things that are on Disney Plus, Tyler, did you check out Obi-Wan?
I watched one episode and then a half of the next one.
Just ran out of time?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. What'd you think of what you saw so far?
Yeah, I liked it. It's good. Interesting. The premise should be good for a few episodes, however many episodes it is.
Get this one too. Would you say that you like it better than the Book of Boba Fett?
I only watched one episode of Book of Boba Fett.
Wow. Wow, Tyler.
Oh, get the pie. It's bouncing around.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now we're going back vertically. How creative. Yeah, I like Critters 3 for that reason, Low Sweet. That is good trivia.
I liked the first episode more than the first episode of Boba Fett, which is really not that good.
Yeah. Low Sweet and I were talking about this in chat earlier, but Boba Fett, like, I do enjoy it, and I don't just blindly enjoy it because it's Star Wars, which is his reason for enjoying it, but, like, it obviously has a lot of problems, and that's why so many people don't like it, you know?
Yeah, no one
And,
wants
like,
to see a 100-year-old Boba Fett fighting. Why can't he be young and cool?
Well, I don't necessarily mind that he's old, but you gotta have better writing. Like, the writing just kind of lets the series down at times. Like, the conversations they have are...
Damn it. Sorry.
Just as an example, the conversations between Ming-Na Wen and Boba Fett at times, you know, like... they're really awkward, and you could have them be more naturalistic and interesting. Like, the scripts just really need a punch-up, I would say. Oh god, this is much harder. Yeah. Why are there so many enemies coming from the right? Ah! I don't like this. Yeah, we're gonna be lucky if we can get through this.
You got lots of ships, though.
Okay. Yay!
No, I got 4.
But I've got 9. Yeah, Critters is a horror movie. As a kid, I liked Critters, although it actually scared me. I bet nowadays it's probably pretty silly to watch.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Vlad says the best Boba Fett episodes were the Mandalorian episodes. And that's the thing, if Boba Fett was that strong a show, they wouldn't have crammed 2 Mandalorian episodes into it. It doesn't make any sense. Get that, Brandy.
That's weird. I need to watch it and see, because I heard the Mandalorian episodes near the end are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they're just real Mandalorian episodes. So
Yeah. So I'll get around to it, but yeah, hasn't been like at the top of my list to watch.
Gotcha. Well, you've got time, because the new series of Mandalorian won't be out until February, I think.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
I can't get more than 3.
Wow, I'm an Idiot says he'd rather watch the Star Wars Holiday Special. Sorry, that I don't get. Yeah. Star Wars Holiday Special is truly painful, and it's on a whole different level, so...
Yeah,
you know,
I don't think I've ever seen it. I'm sure it's fantastic.
I was trying.
He's being hyperbolic,
I know.
but that's okay.
In Obi-Wan, I thought it's kind of funny to me that like they have to use scenes from the prequel trilogy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's the worst part of it.
Like it's,
Unironically.
it's funny, like because whenever you see those scenes, it's because
Get that one up.
some sort of meme online or something like that. You know, and it's just kind of this reminder of how bad they were, and how bad Natalie Portman was, and how bad Anakin was. I forget Anakin's actor's name.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden
But yeah,
Christensen.
Yeah, the reason but keep in mind, like, Natalie Portman's not a bad actress, although some people don't like her, but, like, and Hayden is not even a really bad actor, but in those movies, they're terrible because they're acting on a green screen, and they're often not even in the same room together. You know, like, the direction and the way they made the prequels is bad, and that made it hard for people to turn out well.
Yeah. And yeah, and I shouldn't emphasize on that, but like the character of Padme is horrible. And
Oh,
the
yeah,
character
definitely.
Of Anakin is horrible.
Fully agreed.
You know, and yeah, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul were all okay. Now, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you lose 2 of the 3 in the first one.
That's true. And by the way, Qui-Gon, like, acting-wise good, but his character is an idiot and makes nothing but dumb
Yeah.
decisions. So it's like, a lot of the conflict...
He doesn't listen to the Jedi Council.
Exactly. Like, a lot of the conflict in that first movie, maybe not the whole prequels, but, like, actually, I think in all of them, like, the problems come from the Jedis just being dumb. And it's like, yeah, they're supposed to have some hubris, but do they have to actually be idiots? Because looking back at these movies, you can see that they just do so many dumb things, and they get fooled at every turn, and they underestimate their enemies at every turn, and it's just like, that doesn't make me like them. Yeah, Vlad points out they were aimed at kids, but that doesn't mean they have to be written poorly.
Yeah, I liked it. I loved the first one as a kid, but I was
Wow.
also a kid. So.
Yeah, I saw it twice in the theater. I can't believe I went to see it a second time. But fly right. But I mean, like, unfortunately, I never really liked it. Like, it's like there's cool parts, but it doesn't come together, and the plot is so bad and all that. The acting, what have you.
It's still my favorite. Well, 3 is not terrible.
3 has the most action, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or the
best action, the most action.
yeah,
Still,
achievement,
you
yeah.
still have to suffer through a lot of Padme and Anakin
Eat 2 pies in a single playthrough.
and the Emperor.
Yes. Yeah, because you know that actor, I think it's Ian McDarvid or something like that. He's a nice guy and he enjoys being able to ham it up and all that. But like, I would say, God, he looks dumb. Firstly, and secondly, his character is not cool. Yeah, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, his character is like super not cool at all. So,
Exactly.
but don't worry, they brought him back for episode 9 or something.
Oh, thank goodness.
I still haven't actually seen it.
I mean, like, you have to, maybe if you're drinking and you had friends with you or something, like, it's a lot to suffer through. Me and Brandy made a date of it, and I couldn't have had any fun without her being there. But also, I didn't have any fun from the movie itself.
Yeah, just get drunk and make fun of it.
There you go. But for the record, the thing I like about Part 9 is that, and this does not count as a spoiler because the movie's been out for a year, right?
I think it's fine to spoil because it's
Yeah.
also bad.
Just a little thing is that Han Solo is in it for a little bit, and he's not a chump when he's in it. So, you know, what I hate about Part 7 is Han Solo's in it, and he just dies like a chump rather than heroically or in a cool way, you know?
Yeah.
So, it retroactively, I mean, maybe not retroactively, but I mean, it makes a mockery of Han Solo, and, you know, that's not a thing that you should do. But anyway, he pops up in the last one, so it's like, at least the last time we see him, he's not getting super stupidly stabbed by a super stupid character or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
Only have
so that's
one
good.
ship.
By a really great
Spazful.
replacement for Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, totally on the same level.
Yeah.
Not annoying and whiny at all.
Definitely Darth Vader 2.0.
Good, Jono, I'm glad you agree with me. Like, too many people give that a pass. Like, there's people, I mean, and I'm not saying you have to hate Part 7, but that's one of the worst things about Part 7 to me.
Yeah. Well, it's really predictable too. You could see that it was just going.
Yeah. Just like, it's like watching him in a car driving towards a cliff or something. Like, oh wow, Han Solo's real cool. Look at him driving off that cliff and not noticing it's a cliff.
And one thing too, I'll say about, and hopefully they keep it up with Obi-Wan, is like a lot of Star Wars stuff, like that's non-movie stuff. I feel like there's too many humanoid characters, just because like it's established that this is, you know, alien galaxies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yet, like 75% of the characters are human or humanoid, and that's annoying. I'm sure it's just done because they don't have to CGI it and stuff like that.
Yeah, or do elaborate costumes or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Obi-Wan, here's one cool thing. I don't know if it's in the first episode or not, but in the second episode, the whole thing takes place, or almost the whole thing takes place on a cyberpunk planet, and it looks just like it's out of a, you know, like out of a cyberpunk game, and I really like that about it.
Yeah, it was a cool city. It's kind of dark compared to the first episode, but
Well, because it's a cyberpunk.
well,
place.
yeah, but
it's always dark
not
in
night.
cyberpunk.
It's not good when stuff you can't see on the screen.
Well, yeah, I do agree with that. Well, Dark Six, he means like fully humanoid. You know, like just a human. In other words.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But like,
yes.
There's
Yeah.
also
well, I mean, they have tons of humans who aren't from Earth, or I don't even know that Earth exists in it, but
Yeah, it's
like, and
just
then you
humans.
have ones that like have flared nostrils or something. So to me, that's like a humanoid character. But you're right that like basically anything that walks upright is humanoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Well,
problem
if
is,
they have a different
that
number of
there's a
limbs-
psychological thing on it too.
Oh, that we identify more with
Yes.
characters that are like
Because
us.
if they're too different from us, then there's not as much engagement.
Probably true.
Yeah, but I
mean-
bet it's mostly a money thing in this case.
Yeah, I think my guess is mostly money and costumes.
Yeah, like people complain about Star Trek, how in the older shows all the aliens are just people with prosthetics on their faces, you know, or virtually all of them, not all, not the
Yeah.
Horta. That's not. But anyway, in the newer ones, they're trying to make them more alien for better or worse. Like in Discovery, the more alien Klingons look awful, but
Yeah, I actually thought the aliens on that first episode of Strange New Worlds looked terrible.
yeah, they were a bit off, weren't they?
Just corny looking, weird looking.
A bit, but typical Star Trek kind of design.
Speaking of terrible looking characters in movies that are better watched while drinking just to make fun of, like Mystery Science Theater,
Yeah.
I watched Morbius.
Why did you watch Morbius? Wow.
Why?
Because you were with friends or what?
Did you lose a
At my
bet?
friend's house.
His friend is like, it's Morbin time.
I was like, did you lose a bet? I mean,
If you're going to watch Morbius, you have to at least say it's Morbin time. Otherwise, why are you even watching it?
I didn't think it was going to be as bad as the review said, and it probably wasn't. Like, I'd give it a 5 out of 10,
Wow, that's surprisingly decent.
but the pacing is way off. Jared Leto's, he's just hard to like.
Oh, yes, he's a very unlikable dude. I don't know why they cast him in anything.
I don't know. Matt Smith, is that his name? The Doctor
Yeah.
Who guy?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
creepy.
sorry.
He's creepy looking even as a human, let alone
go
a
right.
vampire.
Indeed. Yeah, he hasn't gotten any good roles since leaving Doctor Who. Like,
No, he hasn't.
He's very good in Doctor Who, but he's in all these movies that people don't like after that.
Yeah.
There's
But
one
yeah,
for-
just the
Yeah,
pacing. Like, I don't
not
understand.
doing very well anymore.
Oh.
Like, if they get the same people? Because it just felt a lot like Venom, and I enjoy the Venom movies quite a bit more. Like, they're a lot dumber. Morbius
it.
took himself way too seriously.
Yeah.
But like, they just don't know how to have any
I-
sort of subtlety
Yeah, I'm dead.
in a superhero movie.
Oh, come back.
It's hurting.
Ah, crap. Are you back? No.
No.
So we gotta wait till it slows down because I keep having to dodge their bullets. Ah! Okay, now.
Oh
Nope.
yeah, you're in the free fly section. It's a pain.
Yeah. They're interesting, but challenging.
Maybe I should just wait, because
Ah,
Okay, I
you're
have
back
one
now,
chip.
right? Okay, yeah, be careful. Okay.
And do
Vlad
you know
doesn't like
what's-
superhero. That's too bad.
Do you know what the end credit scene is in Morbius?
Yes, it's been spoiled for me. I decided I'm probably not going to watch it unless, a friend's kind of opportunity comes up.
Right.
But I guess we don't want to say who's in it, but other than that, it should be free game to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I mean,
It doesn't make any
movies like
sense.
Morbius, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Movies like Morbius make you not interested in what's coming next anyway from those types of movies.
Yeah, I agree. But it's funny, like, the thing they think is their key selling point at the end is that after credit scene, right? But it's more like you have to reference something good because you can't make something good yourself. Get that,
Exactly.
Tony.
That's kind
Get
of
the one up,
exactly
get the
how
one
I
up.
felt.
Huh?
It was
Oh.
like, here's something that'll actually pique your interest after 100 minutes of boring you to death.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Way up there with train spotting, Low Speed says, what's up there with train spotting? Don't people like train spotting? I never saw it.
A lot of people.
Ewan
love it.
McGregor's in it. Right? Isn't that who it is? I think. Oh god, that's a lot of bad guys.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like drug culture or watching drug users
Yeah.
be drug users, so it just doesn't interest me. Oh crap, I got hit. Give me that ghost. Thank you. Ah! We did it.
I don't
Are
like
you back?
Requiem for a Dream.
I was dead.
Is that
I
a
guess
drug
Jared
movie
Leto's
too?
in that too.
Ugh, wow. He's
I
in...
like him in the Little Things. I like that movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is that based on the Blink-182 song?
Yes.
Oh no.
But maybe they couldn't get the rights
one?
for the exact title of the song, so they had to call it The Little Things instead of All the Small Things.
Correct. That's exactly right.
I knew it!
Don't shoot those. On medium difficulty, definitely don't shoot those. Just fly around them.
Okay, that's Tyler's advice. Fly around him, darling.
All done. I'm dead.
Yeah, because it's not like you guys are grinding billions of points either.
That's true.
But I mean, yeah, especially as there gets to be more on screen later on when there's like pathways and paths to go down, is like, yeah. A couple of them you have to shoot out of the way, like what you're doing on my screen right now, but then, like, a lot of times it's easier to just freaking ignore them.
Yeah, I mean, if they're...
They're dying a lot quicker for you guys, maybe because you have two.
Well, I'm dying a whole lot.
It also could be that I'm just better at these games than you are, Tyler.
No, that's not possible.
It's not true. It's not possible.
It is absolutely possible.
You know it in your heart to be true. But let's see, what else is good about...
Ah!
Oh, sorry, Brandy. Go around. Yeah, all right, good job. Oh, God. All right. Oh, shoot. We have no choice. Okay, it moved. Whew. That was scary. Yeah, it's interesting when you have to just navigate around him instead of fight him. But, so, Obi-Wan, you know, it still has the... You know, the fake backdrops like Mandalorian, but it looks so much better than regular green screen that I hardly ever mind.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. There was one, I think it was with Jimmy Smits and little Leia.
Yeah.
That kind of felt a little bit like you could tell it was all just in front of a backdrop green screen.
Should we spoil that character, Tyler? Shouldn't she be a surprise, or is she in the trailers and stuff?
I probably shouldn't have said that, but it's too late now.
Dang it, Tyler.
But it's the first episode.
It is the first one, so yeah, not a huge thing. I mean, after a while, it'll be common knowledge.
Right.
But, you know, about her, like, the kid actress is quite good for someone that age, I would say, because she's got to be like 6, right?
She confuses me. I can't tell what age, because every time they show her like running
6,
away,
she could be like 14 and really short.
See, that's the thing. Is she almost?
She does have a unique face for a kid.
But like when she's running, you know, like she runs into whatever, she looks about 3,
Right.
and then her teeth are falling out, which is 6 to 7.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
and then they said she's 10.
Well, she said that, but is the actress actually 10? She looks younger than 10 to me. Mackenzie...
Yes.
Yeah, Mackenzie is less than 10 and looks older, but Mackenzie is a little tall for her age.
Yes.
That chase scene was ridiculous. Like, there's 2 adults who can't run down a 6-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Is it because she knows the area and stuff, though? Maybe that was...
It was terrible.
No.
That was terrible.
But... I can't figure out how old she is, and it bothers me.
So the only thing I don't like about her in the second episode, Tyler, and you may not have gotten this part yet, but she does something dumb and creates a bunch of extra conflict, and it's like it's only because they needed there to be more trouble.
Right.
So yeah, all of a sudden this girl who's smarter than most of the adults in the room is acting like an idiot and gets. I don't know if she gets anybody killed or not, but she definitely causes a lot of trouble.
Artificial drama.
Yeah. Drama for drama's sake. We did it. We beat it on normal difficulty. Thank you, Brandy Bell.
Nice job.
You're welcome. It's a miracle.
Out of retirement. Complete normal campaign. Yeah,
times.
buddy. So Horror Acolyte is defending Jared Leto Joker, or the Juggalo Joker, as he is often known.
I agree that he's not. He would be a fine Joker if other good Jokers never existed, maybe. Like, he wouldn't be a good Joker, but he'd be fine. But, like, compared to, like, Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson, he's really bad.
Agreed. Although, I think the new Joker is perhaps on track to being bad if they don't adjust how he looks and how he acts.
Be what?
We'll see. I think he's on track to being a bad Joker.
You think so? I think there's possibly potential.
They got to change how he looks, because he doesn't look good.
I didn't think Riddler looked good at all either. I don't like anything about the visual style of Batman, except for probably Batman himself.
Yeah, I guess I agree with that. Yeah, no, horror, I guess that's right. But the way, I mean, Leto had a hard time. Like, he started with a disadvantage because his character looks utterly ridiculous, right? Which kind of matches how we think of Jared Leto. But if he didn't look as obnoxiously ugly, then maybe he would be easier to stomach. And maybe if he was in a good movie instead of a bad movie or two bad movies, that might have helped as well. Okay, exit. How much time have we got? Oh, we're doing just fine. So I'm going to play solo on the higher difficulty. Let's see how that goes.
or you could do that truck mode, which I don't know how that works.
Oh, should I do that first? Okay.
I don't know.
One ship. Wow. Build stats, save progress. Yeah, but it's not only Heath Ledger. Jack Nicholson Joker is very good. Cesar Romero Joker from the classic Batman is really not
Jack
bad.
Nicholson is good.
Yeah.
I didn't like Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Oh, you know what? I actually do like Joaquin Phoenix Joker. There's another that I would count good, but yeah, Tyler doesn't like him. I mean, that movie is hit or miss. That movie is depressing. You know, it's like a really well-made, depressing movie that I don't want to watch again because it's just going to be depressing.
Yeah, you gotta be a masochist to like.
Yeah.
Want to watch it more than once.
Yeah, and that's a shame. But there are movies like that. You know, even if it wasn't a superhero movie or supervillain movie, you know, like just a really painful to watch drama, like Schindler's List. Like, who wants to watch Schindler's List?
Yeah, I would. I need to watch it one more time now that it's been like a decade since I've seen it. But yeah, that's a tough one.
So in this mode, we only have one ship. Collect 1-ups, charge auger power, beat the level with one ship, and your progress is saved. That sounds like fun. Well, you know, Horror Acolyte, he has his decisions that he makes, his acting decisions, and it's okay if Tyler didn't like that, but enemy tactics can change as difficulty increases. Oh, because you go through more than one loop. I wonder how many loops you're supposed to go through.
It's so uncomfortable and awkward of a movie.
It's
like the least fun I've ever had watching a movie.
But I like that it's creative. Like it's trying to do something different.
And
yeah.
it made
it
you,
but
it made you feel for him. It made him a tragic hero.
Yeah, I definitely felt for him.
Or anti-hero, or whatever.
I don't know about that.
Not anti-hero, sorry.
He might qualify as a tragic hero.
You know
maybe.
why he is the way
I would have to look
he
up the
is.
definitions.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a tragic character. But does a hero? I mean, can somebody who's not heroic qualify as a hero?
I said the wrong word. It's not hero.
But by definition, by like the old Greek definition, it might be. But anyway.
But yeah.
I didn't like it.
I didn't even recognize Joaquin Phoenix until about quarter way through the movie. I was like, oh wow, that's.
She's like, wait, that's Johnny Cash.
Because he was so friggin' skinny.
He was.
Yeah, he's really into him.
Just like Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Like anorexic.
Hey, I saw Christian Bale in that trailer for
the Thor trailer. Yeah, I guess we haven't talked about that on stream. So this Thor trailer, I mean, everyone in the world agrees it's good except for you, Tyler. But
yep.
But I think
I don't know about everyone. I haven't asked everyone. But
you're leaning into your preconceptions on this one because, like, now we know the plot. It's certainly a normal, probably good plot. And
we'll see. All I'm
that.
saying is, if it's not good, I have skepticisms about it, which I never had about Ragnarok.
Well, I would think that Ragnarok is why we don't need to be skeptical because it's from the same very talented director who,
kind of caliber.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Taika Waititi, I don't know if he's ever made something that people don't consider good. I mean, Jojo Rabbit is kind of an acquired taste, but
I want to see that. I heard it's pretty good. I haven't watched it.
It is. It's both funny and sad.
He's horrible in Free Guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He's just,
I meant things he directs. But by the way, is it a spoiler that he pops up in a second episode of a recent show?
I don't know. Anything.
Okay, because he's in. Obi-Wan episode 2, right?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Taika Waititi is?
Yeah.
Oh,
who'd you think was that? I don't want to say who it is or anything, but yeah, he plays one of the people on the cyberpunk planet.
Oh, I haven't seen him. I only saw Kumail something.
Oh no, is that actually who it was and not Taika Waititi? I'm gonna feel really bad if I miss.
They're not even close to. They're not from the same country or nothing.
Oh no, yeah, you might. Well, I mean, like Waititi does accents and things. Never mind, guys. Forget what I just said. Tyler, like Dark World. Hey, Simius, good to see you.
Hey,
Yeah,
Simius,
maybe
I've
not.
never seen Dark World. I think I've
Really?
heard of it. What is
Thor:
it
The
about?
Dark World, the second one.
Oh,
That's the one with
that.
Chris Eccleston is Malekith, the Dark Elf.
Isn't there a movie just called Dark World?
I don't know. There could be, but that's not what he's talking about.
Thor 2 is not
Yeah.
as bad as Iron Man 3.
I would say it's not as bad as Iron Man 2. I don't know about this Iron Man 3 talk.
Thor 2 is not the worst Marvel. Actually, it's
Definitely not. The
I'd probably
worst.
watch Thor 2 over Eternals as well. Like rewatch it again.
I would say Thor 2 has better script logic. Like, one of Eternals' problems, besides the fact that it has way too many characters, is that, like, some of the script stuff that happens don't really make sense or could have really been polished out, you know? So, yeah, like, the more you think about Eternals, the less good it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, I
The
never
Thor-
saw Dark Phoenix, Vlad.
Oh, yeah, me neither. But it's not really a Marvel movie. I wouldn't count it.
Not an MCU one.
Yeah, it's a Fox X-Men movie. That's just its own thing.
Dark City is probably what I'm thinking of. Horror Acolyte.
Oh, Dark City is great. Love it.
What is that? Is that like a superhero movie?
No, it's a sci-fi movie and kind of a thriller / mystery.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's
Yeah.
good.
It's directed by Alex Proyes of The Crow, I believe, the first Crow director.
I never saw The Crow.
Wow, Tyler, you got to watch that one. That's not even from the 80s. It's from the 90s.
I know it's from the 90s.
Dang it, Tyler. Good movie, but it's going to have less impact on you as an older person, you know? But, like, it's totally what teenagers think is cool kind of thing, you know?
Right. It was like a 90s teenagers. This is awesome. Hot Topic is the best store ever kind of movie.
Yes, but it has a really good score, and the acting's good, and it is good. And it's a bit of a... The Crow is a bit of a superhero movie. It's just a different kind. And by the way,
Yeah,
the movie is better than the comic, easily. But
I've been meaning to watch it. I just haven't got around to it. It hasn't like popped up on a streaming thing for me to think of watching it. I definitely don't have anything against it.
gotcha. So having only one ship is a lot different.
Yeah, it's more traditional style game. Maybe a little bit less exciting.
Yeah, because you're taking away one of the cool mechanics.
Yeah.
But it's a bonus mode. It's not the main way to play.
Right.
So.
I think you have to loop it 4 times for an achievement. That sounds really...
4 times? Jeez.
Yeah. Maybe
So
play
I
it
prob-
on 200 mode on chill. Oh, no, you can't adjust it, huh? You can't adjust
No.
the difficulty on...
Yeah, just choose the left path instead of the right path, though.
Yeah. But yeah, this would be a long grind. I mean, not that long, but just a boring one, because you're doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah. Dark
But what
City
happens
is
if
on
you get
Monkey
hit?
Flicks.
Or you just haven't gotten hit yet.
I think you just lose a life, and you're
Oh.
maybe strength.
Is that
You
what
still-
charge is?
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong, but... Somebody's pinned down a spider there. So Tyler, real quick, we could talk about the season finale of Halo. The first season completed. I watched it a little late because Randy was out with COVID for a while, you know? She is fully recovered.
Good
Was
to
she already
hear.
recovered last stream? I forget.
No.
No,
I was-
okay, yeah.
I was
All right, I'm a little bad.
stuck.
Not a little
Not
bad.
really.
I'm very bad with time compared to other people.
Yeah.
It's like, but anyway, yeah. So she's well, and that's great. And so we've watched the things. Well, we haven't caught up on Star Trek: Brave New Worlds yet, but we at least caught up on that, and we watched the Rescue Rangers movie. But
Oh, yeah, I
anyway,
watched that too.
yeah, we'll have to talk about that. Anyway, season finale of Halo. Like the rest of the series, just very good, and it's exciting what comes next. They don't quite... I don't think it's a spoiler to say that everyone doesn't land on Halo yet. Like, it's still in prequel territory compared to, you know, the games. Because the very first game starts with you on the Halo, right? So, that's a big difference. But the stuff that is leading up to it, I mean, there's really good action. You get cool things out of the other Spartan characters. The other Spartan characters are a nice aspect about this show. It's not just Master Chief, you know. He's still easily the main character and all that. Oh my gosh, there's so many... Ah! There's a lot of fire on screen right now.
Yep.
But anyway, there is a guaranteed season 2, so we will get to see the Halo next season. And I would, you know, again, I highly recommend everybody watch it. Like, don't be trepidatious. And you know the kind of online negativity about the show, Tyler? Because there is some online negativity about it, right? Even though it's a well-made show and all that. I would say it's just kind of the general negativity that the Halo game series has faced for many years now.
Probably.
You know, we've talked about this probably, but like Halo is a game that no matter how good they are, you'll always have a big, like the non-Xbox gaming crowd is just always going to look down on it and overlook it for some reason.
Yeah.
And
well, I think the Uncharted movie kind of had a little bit. I mean, it's not good. I'm not going to say that the Uncharted movie is good, but I think it had that added hurdle a little bit of certain people wanting it to not be good.
You're probably right. Although I
Same
would say
with the
that
Halo show.
Yeah, there you go. And so any kind of little thing that people might question, like any creative decision, like Master Chief taking his helmet off, or any kind of romance that might occur, and all those things, like those people, they jump on it and amplify it, and they're never even going to watch the show. Like they just wanted to be able to complain about it. So that's a thing that it has faced. Yep. But I mean, I'm not just being a Halo fanboy. Like I'm not a Halo fanboy. I don't buy the books or the comics or anything like that. And I'm just telling you, as a sci-fi action show, it is quite good and entertaining, and I like a lot of the characters and actors and all that kind of stuff. And Brandy has never played Halo, and she still greatly enjoys the show as well, so that's nice.
Yes.
Good, Vlad, thank you.
Yeah, I like the one episode I watched.
That's good. So you do have Paramount Plus, you just need to watch it sometime.
Yeah, it was too much to watch.
Oh, Tyler.
Plus, there's other stuff to do in life besides watching TV.
Well, yeah, obviously there are, but it's not hard to watch one episode a week of things.
Yeah, but it's not just one episode of things. Like, there's like 6 things right now that are all one episode each.
And 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Do you not watch TV every single day?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, I mean, like, it depends on if it counts, like, if I put on, like, Cheers or Frasier. Like,
and you're not seriously paying attention to it.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, agreed.
And I have been gaming a little bit more.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, for us, like our job, we work long hours at our job because usually you have to, I mean, you're up there 9 hours. You have the emotional toll of bad kids and like administration that it takes on you. You get home, I mean, but we often have to stay 1 or more hours late to grade and things like that. So then you get home and you're really tired, and like, again, I just don't have a ton of energy for gaming a lot of days as a result, but I will sit down and watch 1 or 2 episodes of a show. That's my life, Tyler, and you should totally be jealous.
Very. Yeah, maybe because my job's not as strenuous. I don't like have that need to like sit down and relax and just watch a TV, and then try to do something else like eBay listing or.
Yeah, I could get that. When I was, for instance, when I worked at the hotel, I didn't have the same experience. Oh, but plus, at my job, we could just be randomly murdered by crazy people, so that's nice.
Yeah. It does happen.
Not so nice. But I guess we don't need to talk about that too much, but we did have a big tragedy. Before we get to what you've been playing this week, Tyler, we did have a big mass shooting tragedy in Texas, and unfortunately, here's what's frustrating about it, guys. Like, oh gosh, is it okay if I give a brief history of the problem, Tyler?
Sure.
Okay, so the NRA as an organization has been around since the 1870s, guys. I bet you guys didn't know that. And they were started as like just a sort of an organization for Civil War vets to give them like marksmanship events to participate in. Like they had these gun skills from being soldiers, right? And so then like the NRA would organize competitions and things like that. And it was like a reasonable good. Oh man, I just died. Am I really dead? Ah. Wow. Is that the end of Score Trek? I couldn't get around the stupid guy. What do I do? Maybe can I continue? Tell me I can continue.
Don't know.
Okay, good. You can continue. Why does it not just say continue right when you... Anyway, my point is, the NRA actually used to oppose things like... I'm turning the speed down. But they used to oppose things like affordable handguns. Like, there were, like... handguns used to be maybe more expensive, so the very poorest people, who are, by the way, the ones who are most likely to commit crimes, they couldn't as easily get a gun, because they just cost more and things like that. So the NRA actually supported gun control when it was created, and it was a force for good, or, at least not a force for evil. But, Tyler, in the 1970s, they were taken over by extremists who opposed any and all gun controls. And then they decided to become a powerful political force. And they basically, started sponsoring congressmen and all those things and opposing and getting repealed gun laws and such. So, particularly in the 1990s and I think it was 2008, these important gun control laws that we used to have got taken away so that now you can legally buy assault rifles, which are military hardware. And it's like, it is all chain reaction stuff from this organization that has so much political control over the Republican Party. And probably a little bit of Democrats too, but especially the Republican Party is, in their pocket. So, that's not good, is it, Tyler?
It's not good. I mean, it's not the only billion-dollar lobbying thing that has way too much control of our country, but for this specific issue, it's terrible. Yeah,
like this is the historical cause of this problem. You used to not be able to buy assault rifles. Now, crazy little 18-year-olds can go buy them, with relatively little obstruction. And whenever someone tries to have, proper background checks and things like that, unfortunately, Republicans in Congress and also at the state level prevent it from happening. So right now, there's a better background check bill that got passed, I think, 2 years ago by the House, which is Democrat controlled, right? But there's 50 Republicans in the Senate who will not allow it to pass. That's 50 people who say it is more important for people to be able to buy assault rifles than for kids to not get shot at school. That's the decision they're making. And it's so horrible and not fair and frustrating. And God, I mean, they don't seem to think there are any consequences for it. But I just don't know. Are people going to vote those people out, or are they just going to forget after a while, like they did with Sandy Hook and Columbine and such? Those are my thoughts on the issue.
Yep, pretty well said. I don't really have much else to add.
Thank you. I'm glad we at least don't disagree. Thing. Oh, Brandy has a thought. What is it, Brandy?
As I said, when we were growing up, even criminals, they would lie, they would cheat, they would steal, whatever. But a lot of them, do these kids really know that killing people is bad? I mean, it's just something you don't do.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it scares the ever-living, because I'm I was like, there's hardcore criminals that, maybe they killed somebody because they had a gun and something, but they're not going up and shooting.
Like the mass shootings is what she's saying, because they proliferated so much, right?
Yeah,
and
to do it.
The availability of guns, of more dangerous guns, is a big part of the problem, but it is truly not the only thing. But you can't, deflect it and say, mental health. That's a typical Republican deflection tactic. Right. It's no,
and also one that they don't do anything to actually help.
You're so right.
Yeah.
Most Republican states have still blocked the Medicaid expansion that would help a lot with, getting people more access to mental health and other kind of health issues.
Yeah, what a pain, isn't it? So, it is a shame. Culturally, I don't know. Some people feel more hopeless or whatever the reason is, or they start to think that, no, actually, it may be a thing where society as a whole is getting worse with empathy, And again, I think it's a big political movement to downplay empathy and to ridicule people for caring about others and things like that. But maybe, I don't know. But it's a shame.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, you can look at it on the grander scale. There's so much incentive for rich people to keep poor people poor and keep people, worried about things that really aren't that important, like using media and things of that nature instead of addressing real issues and stuff. So there's a lot of, and it's not misinformation campaigns, it's just intentionally getting people to focus on the wrong things at the wrong times and stuff like that.
That's a good way to put it.
And I think that, like you said, another one is the less empathetic people are, the better that is for the rich and the powerful.
Oh yeah, you're right, because they already don't have empathy for the
Right.
people who are below them. So yeah.
Well, if poor people were really smart, they would team up together and do more against rich people, you know, and find not like actually be violent or anything,
But to protect ourselves better and to
exactly look out for ourselves instead of, you know, basically standing up for rich and the elite.
Yes. Yeah, I do not get people like God, you know, like there's so many online things where people oppose the raising of minimum wage and all these just different things that could result in a better or that would likely result in a better standard of living for these very people, and they oppose it, or like, you know, better medical prices and things like that.
Right.
And just because it's part of the either, you know, Republican or ultra conservative you know, perspective, they just believe in it whether it hurts them directly or not. It's so crazy.
Yep, and Simius mentions too, there's this weird belief that like everyone has to look out for when they're going to be rich, like they want to make sure things are still good for them. Like there's
Yes,
this kind of
what the hell?
delusion that don't worry, when I'm rich, you know, got to make sure it's good. But most people are not ever going to end up rich.
Yeah, especially when you work against your own interests and make it harder to even, you know, rise above your station. Very, very good point.
So if you don't hit his
Thank you.
body, does
I
his
pushed the wrong
shield
button
come
on my
back?
headset. Hold on.
It might. I don't know.
It seems like it's there and then it goes away and then it's there and it goes away.
Okay. So, not a super fun topic, guys, but, you know,
Sorry, but-
I think it's important. Like, you guys, you just need to understand that the availability of deadlier guns means that there will be more crimes involving deadlier guns. And as you can see, based on the evidence, that means more people getting killed in large numbers. So we really should oppose and put pressure on our government. I mean, we should oppose the availability of those things and whatever restricts them in some way, like, say, buyback programs or just better background checks, higher prices, things that make them harder to get are better for everyone's safety. And people should be safe at public school. Kids and their teachers should be safe at public school. The only way that will happen is if we actually put enough pressure on the bad government officials, which includes many of our, unfortunately, our Texas governor and congressmen. You know, we got a lot of openly evil people, and we have to care about it and put pressure on them however we can. So I hope that you guys will remember that, and definitely don't vote for people who support mass killings by opposing gun control. Yeah, exactly, Vlad. There is no reason. I'm on 50% right now, Tyler, because this is hard.
Oh, sorry. I was talking to the darker player.
Oh,
asking.
what is...
She asked if she's getting buffering, and so asking if her dad needs a new router because she's at her dad's place.
Oh, yeah, that or the actual the internet itself.
Yeah, the speed and the internet.
Yeah, because often you can buy different tiers. I understand, Tyler, that you actually have 800 kilobytes per second as your tier. Is that correct?
Correct. Like when I download things, it goes by like half a megabyte at a time.
Per hour?
Per every few seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
Sometimes
this.
it feels like per hour. No, I got a new router, and that actually helped quite a bit with my
Oh.
speeds.
Congrats. What brand?
Linksys.
Fair, fair. My preferred brand is Netgear, but they're not the only game in town.
Sure. Yeah, I don't
As long
know
as it's not
too
bumping.
much about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would like to see that, Horror Acolyte. You'll have to share the YouTube video in our Discord. Don't forget to come by and chat in Discord. By the way, everybody, we have a Discord, and you can chat with me there every day, and I do check it religiously throughout the day, so it's a great way to stay in
18,000
touch.
times a day. I
Yeah, so,
promise.
you know, Horror Acolyte, you always can come and participate in the group chat, and we'll all enjoy that. And we have a lot of channels, which I kind of don't like it when people's Discords have too many channels, but I mean, like, that way you see the topics you're interested in. Like, if you're really not interested in anime, don't hop in the anime channel. If you're really not interested in toys, don't hop in the toys channel, etc.
But it's fun to troll people in there.
Who doesn't like toys?
Yeah, Tyler, somebody was telling me you had a lot of bad takes earlier today. I found that amusing.
I forgot about what. All my takes are fantastic, but
Yeah, I don't know specifically what it was, but just in general, they're like, Tyler's the bad take guy. But I would say
Yes.
sometimes you're joking.
Simius thinks that
Just a take.
I'm always off.
Aw.
Yeah, it was about Top Gun earlier.
Yeah,
Top Gun's not good.
I can't seriously argue against that because I haven't seen the first Top Gun, and that's bad, right? But I do own it on Blu-ray, so I'm going to watch it before we go see the new movie. Because people say the new movie is quite good, so I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I heard it's good.
I didn't know that you hadn't seen it.
I'm sure I told you. You probably forgot, though.
Maybe.
But yeah.
It's been crazy with the schools.
What is it, Tyler? Is it like one of those Spanish suckers? It's like sour and spicy at the same time?
The beefsteak thing.
Beefsteak! Oh, that's beefcake. Really well paid. Thank you. Yeah, like things don't have to be revolutionary to be good. Is if they're well directed, well acted, the story all adds up. You know, like these are the things that make a movie good.
What is Top Gunner?
Well,
Yeah, what is that?
That's the thing. Is that's a story. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty slow, Darker Player.
Yeah, that's extremely slow. Like,
So it could be the router if you're on wireless. It could be if like two other people are streaming in the house on the same system or on the same network. But that's slow if that's what your speed test says.
We're gonna recommend talking your dad into paying more for his internet, though, because that's
that might be the solution too.
I bet it's the lowest tier that they offer.
Probably.
So Tyler,
Not
you
that
said
I'm judging because I'm on the lowest tier too.
Yeah, but your lowest tier is not so excruciating, is it?
It's not 2.67.
2.67 is everything that's wrong with the world.
That's right.
But Tyler, what have you been playing this week? You said you played a game.
I played. Here, let me pull up PSN profiles. Agalos.
Oh, that's an action platformer, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Like a 16-bit one, I guess.
Yeah. Is it Metroid style or?
Yeah, no, a little bit. You travel back and forth through the world a little bit, so it has some slight Metroidvania-ing in it.
Not a lot of upgrades though.
There's a few, but not like not. There is a couple. I take it back. There are a couple, and then there's like walls you can't break down until you get the upgrade. So yeah, it has that sort of stuff.
Sounds like it.
And then I finished playing Kina and the Bridge of Spirits finally.
Remind me what kind of game that is?
That's like a third-person action game.
Oh, okay. Did you like it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. Simius liked it.
Ah.
So he told me to play it. It was okay.
Because he could get all the trophies. Is that what he liked about it?
That's right. No, it actually has a hard mode that's pretty hard. And no, I definitely did not play it on hard mode with Simius because it was definitely not good enough to play through an entire second time.
Gotcha.
Especially on a more frustrating difficulty.
Yeah, that sounds a bit rough. So these enemies, they're giant lips that fly around.
They're cool.
They do, but
kiss you.
They take a lot of shots to kill.
Yeah,
Yes,
they do.
they
I see
do.
that.
I'm hoping they'll go away or something. Please go away, you guys.
Oh, and I finished a show that you watched.
Oh,
I
what?
didn't like it. I'll see
no.
what you think. I thought it was a good premise ruined by like a show that was just up its own butt with symbolism and slow pacing.
Uh-oh, I know what this is.
And it's called Outer Range on
I knew
Amazon.
I knew it.
But did you know what I was talking about?
Yes.
It was a good premise, and the first few episodes were really interesting, but it slowed down to a crawl. It didn't really answer
Any
anything
questions, yeah.
that you were interested in. There was one reveal, but it was relatively predictable.
In the final episode, you mean?
Yeah. But, yeah. And I think it's, yeah, like I said, it doesn't answer a lot of questions. I won't get too deep into it, but Like,
You
a lot
do-
of characters do some real strange things in it without ever really getting to find out why they did that.
Yes, that's my biggest problem with the show is that the people don't act like people. After a while,
No,
you
they
start to
don't.
notice, it's like, why are they doing that?
Yeah, they don't. And that makes me wonder that, like, are they under some sort of, like, spell or something?
Achievement!
Some sort of demon control or something? I don't know. But, yeah, it's weird. Oh, you got 30 ships. Nice.
Yeah. And another achievement, too. Max Multiplier. Whatever that
Nice.
is. But, Tyler, I really liked it at first. I liked it less as we went on.
Yes, exactly the same. I was excited for 3 or 4 episodes in to see where it was going, like a real interesting reveal of the sci-fi element and that stuff, and then it just kind of became a mess.
Yeah, it is a real shame. I think if they wrote the characters better, even if they kept it mysterious, as long as I understood why people are doing what they're doing, I wouldn't get so frustrated.
Right.
But, like, particularly with the wife of the main character, like,
I have
she does
no
some
idea what they were doing with that.
Yeah, she does some weird things, and
Real
it
weird.
is never explained.
Not even close.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I won't say. It's not really a spoiler because you don't know what it means, but
Yeah,
I won't
like we-
say too much more.
Yeah, we could say it and nobody would know what we were even talking about. so-
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
that-
even the main character, Royal, Josh Brolin, it's weird decisions.
yeah, I don't know if I liked him by the end of the show. Like, at first I
didn't
did.
either. Exactly. He's kind of like the, typical Western characters. Soft-spoken, doesn't say a lot, keeps to himself kind of thing. But
Yeah.
a lot of those decisions that he made about keeping things to himself were just such horribly bad decisions.
Yes, and hurting... I mean,
actively hurting
his
the people
family.
he's supposedly trying to look out for.
yes. So that is a shame, because if you can't, like with Dawn, I liked her at first, but as she got crazier, I didn't like her very much either. So there's no one to root for.
There
So
isn't,
that
yeah.
sucks.
It's kind of no one's likable.
Yeah, so I hope they will work on those problems with the second season. I mean, surely they will hear that people don't like that it never answers the mysteries very well.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I don't know if the reviews are going to be so specific and critical that they'll get that, by the way, our character behavior needs to make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm to the point where I might read about the second season, but it's not something I'm sure I'd want to put another 8-9 hours into. The pacing is really slow at times too, and I think they're going for a lot of symbolism, but when you don't know what's happening, you don't really know what symbols what they're trying to symbolize.
That is true. Very fair point. For me, it'll depend on what's out at the time the second season comes out.
Like what else is out to watch? Yeah, because if it's the only thing out, then it might be, worth watching.
Yeah, exactly. Unless I end up getting so frustrated that I truly just don't like it at all anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm glad you at least checked it out, Tyler, because at the very least it's interesting. Crap.
Yeah. It was mostly went over to a friend's house. I started with, I think, the 3rd episode, which is actually not a bad one to get started with because it's still really interesting and good and delving into the sci-fi stuff. And then I, went back and watched the first 2 and then kept watching after that. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to other people. But I'm not sad I watched it, but I definitely didn't end up liking it by the end.
Gotcha. Well, glad you checked it out, though. Apparently no one in our audience has any thoughts about
Yeah, it
the show.
doesn't sound like it, which is fine.
Yeah,
It's not.
just you and
Yeah.
me.
Yep. Sometimes it just
Well,
happens
I
that
watched
way,
it.
catch a certain thing and someone else randomly catches it too. Yeah, because it mostly just stood out as a Amazon Prime header. It's like, oh, that looks interesting. Thanos is cool. We'll watch Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm happy to see him in a show, particularly with a sci-fi element,
Yeah.
But, okay, now I'm just going to try not to kill these guys and see how that goes.
Yeah, for the most part, you can fly around them.
I'm playing as the new ship now. It has a lower ring rating, but I think that won't matter in this mode.
Lower what? Oh,
Ring, which I
Yeah.
think is just the shape of the formation or whatever.
yeah, which doesn't matter in this mode at all.
Oh, Lyle put the video review of that I did of Shoot One Up DX of the phone version as the second article link. That's creative, Lyle. Yeah, we used to have to record ourselves playing a phone game and talking about it at the same time. Usually with little or no editing, so that was challenging at times. Oh my gosh. Yeah, how am I supposed to fly through all these things?
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
I think this is the last level.
Okay, and
Get through it.
yeah, I'll try to beat it and then we'll wrap the stream up. Thank you for sticking with us, everybody. I hope you guys won copies. Remember, if you did not win a copy of tonight's game, the PlayStation version is on sale for $3 or less on PlayStation. So, very good deal. Did it have a platinum, Tyler?
Yes, it does have a platinum trophy. And it
Nice.
doesn't look like it's too hard to get.
Yeah, I think even the harder ones are going to be reasonable
You
and
just slow
attainable.
down the screen, yeah.
Exactly. So that's nice. Oh no! Panda P made it look like Homie Drew was banned from chat. I still love you, Homie Drew. Okay, don't close in on me, please. They look like they're going to close in on me.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, and I watched Chippendale too. We can talk about that.
Oh yeah, we better do that. Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, the movie on Disney Plus exclusive, made for TV movie. What do you think, Tyler? What's it about?
It's about Chippendale, the Rescue Rangers, little cartoons. Kind of like a Where Are They Now type of thing, but then it just gets into a regular movie, but kind of has like that sort of Where Are They Now or behind the music type thing in the beginning.
Yeah, because in the world of the movie, Chip and Dale are actors who played the characters
Yes.
of Chip and Dale on the Rescue Rangers. So they're not actually Rescue Rangers, and it's an interesting premise.
Yeah, it's a little different than what you'd expect. So,
And what's the main conflict?
there's someone stealing they're stealing cartoon characters like Chip and Dale and turning them into bootleg characters. And one of their friends gets stolen.
Yeah, Monterey Jack.
Monterey
I don't
Jack.
think it's okay to share that. And by the way, if you're wondering if Gadget is in the movie at all, because she has not been in like trailers or anything, she's in it a bit, and she has her real voice. She's the only character with her real voice.
It is kind of
Yeah, I
funny. Where,
know.
like, she sounds like a cartoon character, and everyone else doesn't even try to do a voice. I guess Eric Bana did a voice.
Yeah, although he
guess.
is actually Australian. Did you know
Is
that?
he? Okay, I don't know
Yeah.
actually what he sounds like in real
So-
life, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it
But I
could be
mean,
his
yeah.
real voice for all we know.
It's literally just John Mulaney and Andy Samberg. Like, it's their voices completely.
for Chip and Dale.
Bad about just the zipper. His
Oh.
voice every time I
Oh,
kept
yeah.
going, all state.
Yeah, so Zipper is
Oh,
the
sick.
is the Fly from Rescue Rangers, and he like Gadget, he's in it a little bit. His voice is the Allstate guy, which is supposed to be funny, but I actually just find it annoying. Yeah,
It's kind of weird. It's not a gag that landed for me either.
yeah, definitely not. And I don't like what they do with either of those characters, but the rest of the story is strong enough that it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah. As long as you're not like a huge Zipper or Gadget, you'll be
Yeah,
good.
but Gadget is cool,
I'm
and
a
and
huge
you know
Gadget
she's like
fan,
a
That's why.
yeah she's like a character
upset.
that some people found hot when they were a kid and all that. So
That's not why I liked her.
yeah, so for her to have these horrible mutant babies and
was
barely be in
smart.
the story, yeah. Well, yes, she was smart, but she was also a little hot, I would say. But anyway, oh yeah, we're trying not to. We're not really spoiling. We're keeping it vague,
Yeah, I
aren't we?
don't think there's
But
any spoiler in it.
yeah, I'm just saying that she and Zipper could have been used a little better, but whatever.
Yeah.
There's at least they're in the movie. If they hadn't been in it, I would have really been annoyed.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cameos. It's a little bit like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, and it may even take place in the exact same world as Roger Rabbit. It's kind of hard to say, isn't it?
It is.
And Roger Rabbit himself is one of those cameos, which is not a spoiler.
He does show up for a split second. And there's one character I won't spoil that was like the best character by far.
Yeah, although there's articles that have already spoiled it for some people, but
Oh, are there?
yeah, you know, but
That's good.
yeah, that
'Cause
character
he does
is-
have a big role.
yeah, he has a bigger role than you would think, and he's great. So that was
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, it's
very
fantastic.
fun. Love it. So yeah, like
Well,
there's
you know I was actually a fan already, so
oh, so it must have been very rewarding. Yeah.
it was rewarding.
But what else? There's let's talk a little bit about the cameos. I mean, you get like a lot of Disney characters, and there's characters from like old 40s Disney cartoons and stuff that people wouldn't even really know about
Yeah, I didn't
mostly.
recognize a lot of characters. I don't know if they were are actually characters or just cartoons.
Yeah, like there's
like drawn for the movie.
It's hard to just tell, but for instance, there's a talking house, and that is actually from a Disney short from the 1940s, and you just wouldn't know that, right? So,
I wouldn't. I didn't. No.
Yeah, but I mean, that makes it a little bit of a deeper world, that there's more to learn about some of these passing characters. Yeah, Leslie, we're specifically trying to avoid spoilers, so you can't go giving spoilers. That goes against what we're going for here. He's still kind of new. And we love him. It's okay. Maybe a mod.
It's okay. I ruined something earlier.
Oh, that's true.
So that's just what we're doing today.
Yeah.
And
now
again, it's not like an end of movie spoiler.
Yeah, Vlad. Like we said, it may be even in the same world as Roger Rabbit. Is it as good a movie as Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I'm gonna say no, because for one thing, visually, it looks like a made-for-TV movie. Like they use this ugly, like kind of orange color filter whenever it's outside. And they don't use the filter as much when they're inside, so it's not like always real dull color-wise. But like the Roger Rabbit has all this creative staging where they have cartoons manipulating real-world objects and stuff, you know? And just interesting camera angles and things like that. This movie, like most of the cinematography is very plain, and like you'll have cartoon characters and a bunch of people standing around them in a circle, and it's just as plain a staging situation as you could come up with. So it's not as wonderful as Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, and it's not as revolutionary or anything like that.
But it's made for TV, so it's not fair to hold it up to this big budget theatrical standard.
That's probably fair.
Oh, it's way better than the new Space Jam.
Not quite as good as the new Space Jam.
Oh, Tyler. One of the worst movies I've seen theatrically in recent years.
It's objectively better than the new Space Jam. Like,
yes.
The plot is way more coherent. And
the cameos.
Level?
No, once you beat this mode, it restarts. Remember, you have to go through it 4 times to get that final achievement. But
that's right.
But about the Space Jam comparison, Space Jam has like the big basketball game. In part 2 of Space Jam, the crowd is filled with weird live-action Warner Brothers characters, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the characters don't make any sense for them being there, and they don't make the movie better for them being there. It's just like, oh, there's the guy from Clockwork Orange. There's a guy cosplaying as Michael Keaton Batman and stuff. But it does not make a better movie. So anyway, this one, like the cameos, mostly cartoon characters, sometimes like video game characters or other things. But I would say they enhance the world rather than just make you wonder, like, who picked these things, you know? That's what the cameos in Space Jam
the Warner Brothers executives.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we fit Rick and Morty in here? They totally make sense in this movie.
Yeah, in a Looney Tunes movie.
Mackenzie actually watched some kind of thing that they said that they did it right. Whereas, you know, Space Jam just shoved them in there like an afterthought. This one...
Yeah,
most
cynically.
Most of the characters are connected to at least something, to old animated shows or whatever.
Yeah, you got a 1 or 2 Marvel characters, which is interesting, but not big. I mean, like, anybody big, though.
Was there Marvel characters?
New achievement. Yeah, Tigra, not to be a spoiler, but Tigra is a Marvel character, but an obscure one, so it's not even like, hey, look, it's a Marvel character.
I didn't even know who she was.
Yeah, you might have thought she was an original creation, right?
From like He-Man or Thundercats.
$1 million achievement, like yeah. Get over 1 million points from a single enemy, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of neat things. And Vlad makes a very good point. Space Jam 2 is so bad that it makes you appreciate the first one more, because the first one, while really a bit of a commercial movie, it's leagues better, you know? Like, there's some care put into the first Space Jam.
Yeah, but Porky Pig raps in this one.
Oh, God.
And they get like 1 million points for it.
Okay.
That's how basketball works.
Well,
totally.
But Chip and Dale told you about rapping.
Yeah. Oh, well, let me that's my other complaint besides the look of the Rescue Rangers movie. My other significant complaint is that it is a funny movie, but it's not as funny as it should be. And what do I mean by that? Well, for instance, you have a scene with Flula Borg is his name. He is a German comedian. He played the spear guy in the Suicide Squad movie. You know, one of the guys who dies right at the beginning.
Oh, Javelin.
Yeah, Javelin, that's his name. So anyway, that's he's a famous German comedian, and you know he's friends with Conan O'Brien, and he's on lots of things. Very funny guy. He plays this snake in the movie who's not funny at all, and he's in it for like 5 minutes or more.
Snake was like the weirdest character in the movie.
Yeah, it does. It's like if you're going to get a comedian, yeah, you get somebody like that, write him some good jokes or let him write the jokes because he didn't have any. If they were jokes, they didn't land. And like the comedy of that scene is the rapping, and like I see a bit of humor in it, but I also think the rap could have been much funnier than it was.
Yeah.
So that's just my complaint is like it needed another jokes pass on the script, but there's still other places where the jokes work quite well. So it's not like the whole movie's not funny or something.
I see what you're saying.
Poor Flula Borg.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. So.
I mean, he's already named Flula, which is going to make your life a lot harder.
Tough enough.
Yeah. So I guess we better go ahead and wrap things up, though. Tyler, did we get to everything we wanted to talk about?
Yep, I'm all out of ideas of things to say.
Just like you were at the start of the stream? And
That's right.
throughout the entire thing?
That's right.
Right. Well, everybody, we've been playing Shoot 1 Up DX from Mommy's Best Games, a very interesting and friendly indie game developer. This was originally a Windows Phone game, which I reviewed, and I even interviewed the developer, and I would encourage you to still read those things by finding the links in our newsletter. If you do a Google search, they don't necessarily come up very well because of, I don't know why. But anyway, it is available on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and Steam. The console versions are all $6, although at the time of the stream, the PlayStation version's on sale for half off, so totally get that one. And the Steam version is only $4 anyway. And this is a really fun shoot 'em up. It's like it's got the bullet hell stuff, but it's still manageable. Like the fact that you can turn the difficulty down or play with 2 players and share lives and things like that. Like, gosh, it's just a lot of fun. Did you like it too, Tyler?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's a much more accessible shoot 'em up than like the Japanese style ones.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, it's $6, $7, whatever normal prices is a fair price for it. It's not a huge game. You're not going to get 100 hours out of it because you don't need to perfect it like Railgun Side Shooter or whatever that's called.
That is
Radiant Silvergun.
Oh, Radiant Silvergun. I didn't know what you were talking about.
But at the same time, yeah, you're not paying a ton of money for it. So like you'll get your $6 worth or your $3 worth on sale or whatever.
Yeah, and this is made by a small team of people, and the main guy is just really nice and creative, and I always look forward to the games he makes. He also made the run and gun Serious Sam shoot 'em up, or it was like a run and gun shooter like Contra that came out on Xbox 360. Yeah, and that was a very creative game, a bit ugly. Like, I would say it looked worse than this game visually, but very creative. Like, you could have stack these huge piles of weapons and run around shooting them. Like interesting stuff. So, his games again, like with Pig Eat Ball, it didn't quite add up to a great game to me. But like at least he's always different, and he's not just doing cookie cutter games.
Ideas. He's not just making a traditional platformer that is 3 hours long and sucks and does all the same things that every other indie game does.
Well said, Tyler. Oh, and by the way, did you know he worked on the very first Resistance game for PlayStation?
Fancy.
Yeah, like he designed and programmed the weapons in that game. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to know about.
It is.
And thank you for watching us play, everybody. Remember, we stream every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We always stream a different game, and we give out free copies of that game or other games. So, we're all about the variety here, and we hope that you'll enjoy learning about different games as well. So, Tyler, thanks for being a great co-host tonight, as always.
Yep, happy to be here.
I'm glad you beat the hangover later in the day. That's good.
Thanks.
Brandyville, thank you for playing along with me this stream.
Always.
Icky, thanks for running the contest. Super special thanks to our subscribers who totally keep the stream going. And we have a lot of them right now, which makes me extra happy. If only we could always have so many, even if it wasn't my birthday. So, feel free to resubscribe, guys. But we love you. We'll see you next week. And remember, don't hate. Appreciate.
Hey, guys.
Bye.
That ought to hold those little SOBs.
Mommy's best SOBs.
That's right.
And by the way, Low Sweet says he's looking forward to my River City Girls 2 review. I plan for that to run on Tuesday, so of course I'll share it in our Discord and in next week's newsletter. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing a lot of games. I got to review Kirby, which I beat 2 or 3 weeks ago and still haven't reviewed like a fool. And many other things, like the new Pac-Man Museum Plus collection. But let's say bye to our friends. Man, I see Shih Tzu, Jono, Tom, Perfect Zero is here. BX Latino Heat, Horror Acolyte, Vlad, and Panda P. Who else did you see, Tyler?
I saw Simius and
Simius!
Horror Acolyte. Did we say Low Sweet?
Low Sweet, yeah, my
Vlad.
good. And look, there's Jordan. We love Jordan.